$600 in New York.
What, bro?
What is the tool for? No, I need 3,000 Trivnias. Dima, don't film, please.
Hello, I'm Yevhen Sinelnikov, a professional traveler.
In 10 years, I have traveled half the world and all of Ukraine. Friends often ask how I never got bored, and the answer is that the most interesting thing about traveling is the people. They are always inventing and doing something new. Either they preserve traditions or they combine change and add to them. In short, I'm hitting the road across Ukraine again, looking for cool small manufacturers. These are my new craft journeys.
What do I know about Poltava region?
Well, first of all, this is the homeland of Ukrainian literary language because it was here that Kotlяревsky wrote Kotlяревsky's Eneida. Secondly, it is right here in Poltava region that the Sorochyntsi fair takes place. Well, thirdly, Poltava region gets its name from its capital, the city of Poltava, which in turn gets its name from the river Ltava, a tributary of the Vorskla River, after which the football club from Poltava was named.
Oh, really? And how is Poltava region unique and craft-like? We're about to find out.
As I already mentioned, the most famous Ukrainian fair takes place here. And if there is demand, there will also be production. Poltava's craft scene is diverse and spread throughout the region. We gathered craftsmen from all corners, barely making it to Poltava itself in time. Well, we also made it to Sorochyntsi, but more on that later. And surprisingly, we'll start with something sweet.
I am Maria Musejchuk, and I am a craft producer of honey and bee products.
So, a bee flies for honey at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers. This little bee, I honestly don't understand how that's even possible. On the return trip, it flies at 15.5 miles EH, because it's hard for her, yes. Before we work with the hive, we smoke it with a bee smoker. Why do we do this? Because the bees think there's a fire and they quickly feel their honey stomachs, and after that, they sting less. So it's a kind of beekeeper life hack.
How long have you been doing this?
2 years?
Oh, Dima, come here while it's still safe.
No, it's always dangerous. And with bees, you have to work slowly, carefully, greet them, say, hello, girls.
Hello, girls.
In a strong colony, there live from 60 to 100,000 bees. Look, here a bee is flying, and she brings pollen from the flower. Different flowers, and pollen comes in various colors. She immediately puts it all in her mouth. Ants don't consume pollen. These vitamins are naturally derived. It is recommended once a year.
How tasty it is.
Yes, during the month.
It's all rich. Try it. This is exactly from the pollen of flowers. Cool.
Cool, right?
Cool. No, I mean it with love for them. No aggression at all. But it doesn't look very safe.
So basically, Kam told me, Kuma, this is such a great business. Let's start keeping bees. Well, and that's how it all started.
So what happened next and how did it go?
Somehow that's how it turned out. But of course, at first they described it as if you didn't have to do anything. You just sit and scoop up honey. But of course, that's not how it is. A lot of money, a lot of investments, both in hives and in families.
Does it bring money?
Of course it brings money, of course, but it hasn't paid off yet.
Yeah, I'll go get the phone for the photo.
You're just running, you're scared.
Well, it is what it is.
Oh.
So it means the honey is not sealed. Here's the sealed one. Here's the brood, where a bee is currently being born. She is opening the cell, revealing a drone. You see, he is a bit bigger. So this is a male who gets driven out in the fall so he doesn't eat the honey.
They can be killed, right?
Whom?
A person, for example.
No, they can't. Well, of course, a bee sting can be fatal if you have an allergy or if you have angioedema, for example. But of course, all beekeepers always have a first aid kit with everything from simple things like suprastine or Tavigil tablets to adrenaline, which you may need to inject directly into the heart. Pack all necessary medications as anything can happen. Generally, 250 stings are considered fatal. Of course, if they all start stinging you at the same time, you will die after 250 stings. So when you take up beekeeping... Oh.
It started. That's it. It's already
Loving honey requires loving the cold as well.
But I'm more about condensed milk.
And where did it sting you?
In the leg and in the neck.
I'm curious, how will you shake them off?
We're going to do it now.
Dima, come watch, I'll shake them off.
Hop!
Hop! After we jump, the frame will look like this. We put the bee back again, and they collect honey for us again.
Wax foundation, right?
Yes, wax foundation. This is wax rolled with a special mold so that bees can then build their cells and store honey in them.
So this is the very, very beginning.
Here, please, try to see approximately how the frame hangs.
Wow.
A kilo, no less.
We need to remove these little lids.
It's called Zabrus.
It's natural chewing gum.
This is already ready, honey, right? That is,
Yes, this is already ready, honey.
these two are the same, just in different packaging.
Yes, this is how we unseal the frames and then put them into the honey extractor. It's a centrifuge where the honey is extracted. We consider the most expensive honey, and it's the highest grade, to be acacia honey because it doesn't crystallize for a long time, 2 or 3 years. It has a low glucose content, so this honey is suitable for diabetics. Yes, that's how I use it, and I'll try to do it this way. Yes, wonderful.
Ah, it's leaking right out of it.
It leaks, but what type of defect causes this? Here are these lids. The honey doesn't drip from here, right here. You need to open everything well. That's all, please.
And from the other side?
And from the other, Yevhene.
Thank you, Dimitro.
Hop, wonderful, hop. Of course, now that we have technology, everything is much easier. So many people still have manual honey extractors. They stand and spin them, but now we have progress. Why complicate your life?
And it smells so good.
Now it will be strained and we can already start packaging it.
And this is what comes out
Or here is this kind of phytomed.
with lavender inside. And what is this?
And this is bee vodka. So this is cherry liqueur with honey.
Listen, as a specialist, please tell me, how should I choose honey?
At the market alone, you likely won't determine if this honey is natural. Of course, it's better to buy honey from a beekeeper you trust.
Dima, are you filming? Is that...
Or are you just munching?
How much does one lavender-scented product like this cost?
200 hryvnias for a half-liter jar?
Oh, well, that's not expensive.
Well, how can I put it? I mean, probably the most expensive honey we have is acacia honey. Its price can vary, but it starts from 300 hryvnias per liter. Sunflower honey is the cheapest honey in our region of Ukraine due to its abundance. The price is 100 to 200 hryvnias. If, for example, a farmer wants to get a bigger harvest in their orchard, they can invite a beekeeper during the apple blossom period. A certified beekeeper who knows the standards, how to set things up properly, and how many hives need to be placed per hectare of orchard. And after that, the yield of apples increases by up to 80% the yield increases. And plus the size of the fruit increases. We need to understand that all of us depend on each other. And of course, if there are no bees, we won't have any other harvests either.
Thanks to Visa Tap to Phone technology, you can accept payments with your mobile phone. Easy setup of an Android phone with near-field communication turns it into a terminal and allows you not to miss a single client.
The link is in the description.
Perhaps the most famous Poltava craft is pottery.
I have already been to Opishnia, but it turns out that craftsmen live not only there. A couple of years ago, our friends from the VC Svoy platform organized a large research expedition specifically on ceramics.
And I decided to visit one of its heroes.
My name is Pablo. I make wonderful cups out of clay.
And he does this in a remote hamlet by the pond in a simple village house.
This is a kiln. It is specially made for firing ceramics. I decided to come here to build a kiln. I was born and live in Dnipro. That's where I started working with ceramics. But in the city, if I build a wood-fired kiln, the firefighters will come and put it out. This is exactly where I used to dream. And when I saw the place specifically, this yard, people lived here. They weren't planning to go anywhere. I just came and said, leave. No, I didn't say that. I only thought it. I say, are you selling the house? No. Well, here's my phone number. And I walked on. 2 hours later, they called. They said,
We're selling.
The rain whispers that we need to go inside.
this is a potter's wheel I made from a tram wheel. We experiment a lot looking for our own approaches to clay. For example, this cup. This will be a chawan for the Japanese tea ceremony for matcha. This texture is made without touching the clay with hands. That is, it forms by itself when you pull it with something. It's always like jazz. Here every piece is unique. Because this thing, it's like it tears away from the block of clay. That's how it tears away.
And such ordinary things are probably not interesting to make anymore, right?
Everything is interesting, but there's not enough time. A lot of people do ordinary things.
Ordinary things, yes.
This is a plate.
Wow, is this a plate?
Yes, it will be, if it doesn't break. It's just a piece of clay. Such a block is cut straight from the mass and then applied. Something is applied and then it is flattened on the table. And it itself spreads out from the impact. The texture opens up and you get this kind of organic shape.
It's really quite unusual as for clay.
This is a comet. Last year there was a comet, and here above the hill it was visible. It's already dry but brittle. Before it falls, it's very unreliable. This thing is interesting too. Nobody does it like this either. This texture is revealed from the clay itself. So we use a spatula like this. We cut it and then we tear it off. This is a tear off. For example, a bowl of this shape. We use it ourselves. It's a very convenient shape. Here is a thing for a spoon.
So how do you come up with new techniques?
We usually come up with them spontaneously. That is, we just have fun with the clay.
And this is yours, right? Your kitchen, you use...
These are our utensils, the little bowls we make for ourselves. This one is for oatmeal. Almost traditional at its core. The only thing is that I like it to be asymmetrical. Because it's pleasant to hold in your hands when it's crumpled. Here I just took it with my hands like this, crumpled it, and stuck on these things so you can hold it. And that's it.
Is this a juicer?
Yes, this is a lemon squeezer. This thing immediately explains why it's made of wood. It's just made of clay, it's not covered with anything, no glaze at all. It just stood close to the fire. See, you can see what a beauty is happening here. No electric oven can give you this.
God, I like these cups so much. They're just unreal.
It's not ready yet. This is after the first firing. So this is called biscuit. And it will look like this.
This is truly a work of art. It's not just a jug.
Geography already, except for Antarctica and Africa. For some reason, Africa is taking a long time to think.
Really? Is it like that all over the world?
Yes, all over the world. From what was sold, you could say it's the most expensive. This is a cup. You wouldn't say it's the most expensive one at all. If you saw it, it's just like this, only it's brown. And it was sold for $600 in New York in a gallery. And what, let's say we have in the store, what we sold, $400, that's the ceiling.
It's all the same, excuse me, but this is...
Not cheap.
Dim, do you have...
$100.
I didn't find that bottle from Orla Ireshki.
Those things of ours that are sold for such a high price, they're just absolutely ours. So it's all decided between us and the clay. Thank God, social networks exist.
Is it really sold that easily on Facebook?
Yes, it all started with Facebook. I think that if it weren't for Facebook, I'd be on the sidelines.
So you spend half a year preparing, making different products, and only once every 6 months do you approach the oven?
Well, approximately. We fire it once every 6 months because, first of all, it's not convenient in winter. The oven is outside. And secondly, you need time to prepare everything because we don't like to work in the sense of that word. We love
To create.
to make love with clay. That is, you have to do it in a rhythm, like breathing.
I'm Vlad, and I make knives.
And here I am already in Poltava. I have long dreamed of visiting a real knife master. This topic interests me.
And tell me, please, how do you choose a knife? What should you pay attention to? There are several factors to consider. First, what tasks will you use it for? If the tasks are more or less clear, then it comes down to the steel and your budget. And your budget, I mean the price range. Yeah, I got it. That's what it's based on. In my understanding, a knife is not a weapon, but a tool.
So what is the tool for?
To chop, but for me, it's more for fun. There was this idea to make a chopper like this, with this kind of look. It's called a shotgun.
Listen, so how did the idea to make knives even come to you in the first place?
It comes from childhood. I used to steal kitchen knives, hide them somewhere, walk around with them, cut things, all that. Then I carved something there, used a chisel there, made my first shurikens there. Shovels. I ruined my grandpa's shovel. And I went to the smithy. What I wanted to make was knives, but it was expensive.
Now making knives, is that your main business? Does it bring in money?
So you make your living specifically with knives?
They feed me, yes.
Where do you get the metal?
Metal is not a problem now, basically, any kind. The problem lies in the pockets, money, and wallet. You can order from the States, you can order from Japan. It's just a small amount of money.
This is the second time you've mentioned the wallet. How much does it cost compared to yours?
The minimum you can imagine is somewhere from $100 to $50. The average prices are around $250 to $300.
Where you sell it?
To the States, Europe?
I was just looking at this knife. And I really like that it says Ukraine here. It's like, it really hits you.
It's just so a cool knife.
I want people to hear about us and know about us. A person is holding it, working somewhere in the forest, and he has a piece of my homeland in his hands. Something like that.
Listen, how long does it take to make a knife like this?
If you just start working and have everything at hand, a lot of time is spent just to go somewhere to buy or order something. And while it arrives, well, maybe about 4 days, 12 hours each, if you work hard.
Listen, well, $270, is that expensive?
This is Austrian steel, this is American Kydex. All these things, eyelets, hardware, it's all imported, it's not ours. This sheet is made of Austrian stainless steel. This costs 600 euros. Just a sheet. Heat treatment, reprocessing, post-processing, grinding, logistics, electricity, and rent are all essential steps in the process. Making a profit is frowned upon. You know, I take care of all my knives until the very end. I mean, if you mess it up or if there's some flaw because of me, you send it back to me. I do all the spa procedures, clean it up, sharpen it.
So is there a warranty?
Warranty and service. Of course, the warranty is backed by our reputation. We have a knife community, it's quite small. If someone says that I, Vishnevetsky, am a fraud, then that's it.
They are, of course, so tactile. You take them in your hand and you just don't want to let them go.
There's something masculine about them.
I keep touching them all the time. If I take something and I don't like it, I change it. I change it so that it has proper ergonomics.
As I understand it, you're making this up, right?
All my models. Maybe I do get inspired by something, of course. But I never copy copies, that's not my thing. I want to bring my own understanding and my own vision of knives into what I do. Is there a chance for Ukraine to become world famous for knives for all these products? It's possible. We have a lot of great craftsmen. And sometimes, as I see it, our craftsmen are really a head or two above the rest. A big role is played by the cultural background. When something started to stir here with knives, in the States it had already been going on for 300 years. The consumer grows up in this culture, and there are more of them, and they understand and they are open to new forms, to some new perspectives. So, in a knife, the main thing is this part, the cutting edge. Everything else is design.
How can people find you to place an order? Through Facebook?
Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram, yes.
Link in the description.
Cool, a knife appears right before your eyes.
Well, yeah, it's cool. I still like it. Basically, if you roughly go over it with a file and, of course, harden it, then in principle, you can already work with it. You can do something with it.
Let me take... Just kidding.
And now for contrast, something a bit more cozy and homely.
That's why I'm making a wall decoration where you can hang keys, jewelry, belts, or even animal leashes, like for a cat or a dog. The idea actually came to me. I noticed I had nowhere to hang my necklace. I just had a nail in the wall. I hung the necklace up nicely, but the nail didn't look good. I decided to sculpt a bird out of modeling clay, and I got really excited about this idea. Then I remembered that I have a friend, Yulia, who works with ceramics and can help me technically create such a product based on my sketches.
By the way, Yulia, that's her.
People started buying them, and it rapidly gained popularity.
Well, I mean, does it make sense?
Yes.
Is it profitable?
Yes, I sell more on Etsy now than in Ukraine. I ship abroad, mostly to the United States.
So what is it? Wherever we go, everyone ships to the United States.
Well, what can you do?
The United States really buys a lot of Ukrainian stuff.
These pheasants are modeled after real birds. The shapes are accurate, though the colors may differ slightly.
How much does it cost?
In Ukraine, one piece costs 450 hryvnias.
And in America?
And on Etsy, in the United States of America, it costs $300. On Etsy, there's one price because you can't set it too low there, since buyers will think it's some kind of scam. Why is it so cheap if it's handmade? It's a rare piece, and there aren't many of them. The price in Ukraine is lower because I can't charge as much there.
Handmade work is already expensive, so not everyone can afford it.
Yes. You buy one and then you can make a composition on the wall. You can change it when you get bored.
So they are, well, yes, you just take it off and that's it.
Yes, on a nail. So you can collect them like some kind of collection or give them as gifts to some fans of birds or cats. One head per year, I don't know.
Girls, what are your plans? Anything else you're going to do?
So just now today, Yulia brought cats. It's also the first time I've seen them, and raccoons too. We will expand because there are a lot of requests from clients like, come on, I'm following you. Americans write that they want some more raccoons, cats.
Cool! The fur here is rough on some of them. It's so detailed, so detailed. This one on the parrot. Does it also pour out like that? Is it like that from the beginning?
Yes, I molded this thing on my own form. It completely transfers all the texture, all the details.
Damn, I like the little horse too. And if you're going to take a little horse, you should take different cats as well.
And a chameleon, that's cool. From this view, it's clearly visible. However, it doesn't appear appealing.
So it seems functional, it hangs perfectly, but it's not very cool. And like this, oop, and now it kind of looks like a designer thing.
By the way, Shnyashka is in Russian, and in Ukrainian it means thing. 3 years ago, I was already in Poltava, and it seemed like I had seen everything. But when I asked my friends what new things had appeared, they said there was a fountain worth $1 million. Interesting. Let's go take a look. Well, and traditionally, following the recommendation of VC Svoj, I visited a local craft shop.
I am Tetiana Diadechko, a craft expert from Poltava. Our store features crafts and producers from the Poltava region and all over Ukraine. All the producers are, let's say, close to me in spirit, first of all, and secondly, they really have a great story and truly make a wonderful product. In Zaporizhia, a family-owned cheese dairy makes Bila Hava, a cheese very similar to Camembert. And they, you could say, make it exclusively for us. For example, they have a wine-aged Bila Hava that matures in a grape leaf. These cheeses, let's say, I studied a lot abroad, but the cheeses here are in no way, well, they're even better. Good farm, because very high quality. If we talk about hard cheeses, this is #1 in Ukraine.
And how do you select products for your shop?
I eat them myself. I've been working with milk processing for 8 years, and for about 5 years I've been consciously eating products that I understand. I don't eat products that I don't understand how they're made. And plus, all of us colleagues, we stand together behind the counter at different festivals, and somehow we've just become friends like that. We really are friends. This isn't just an acquaintance. These are the products I eat, including those from Poltava-based Honey Cake Workshop. They make really cool caramel. For example, this is soft vanilla caramel with hazelnuts. They also have salted caramel. Oh, listen, and they actually make marmalade too. They sell various fruit and peanut butter items, which are in high demand and sell well here, attracting customers. Right now, our #1 seller is our cottage cheese. Sour cream sells well, and meat products sell well too. These are from the Kiev region. And here we have Poltava producers, dried tomatoes Targoni. They also make plums with sauce. And these are also our Poltava producers, Go-Go Berry. It's a family business too, and once a year they go to the Carpathians. Mom and Dad pick blueberries and lingonberries by hand in the Carpathians. And then they make jam. Poltava producers called Endorphin make simply incredible flavor combinations in their confitures. Some examples are ginger lemon jam, pine cone jam, and vanilla grapefruit jam. There are many craft producers in Ukraine. There are plenty of them. The key is to understand and convey it. You can sell absolutely anything. The main thing is to properly convey to the buyer why they should buy it and why they need it. I hope that we will succeed. That's why we'll have a hall there, a second store. And in this hall, we'll make a tasting area where every week we'll have some kind of tasting event.
When you see this, it's already working. You can already come. By the way, here's the address.
Sobornosti 21.
Sobornosti 21. Come in.
Again, it's about food culture, about awareness. It's better to come and eat something natural, something that you eat and your body gets nourished. You can eat a bucket of artificial food and still be hungry. And these are yogurts from my cheese dairy. We have a very wide lactose-free range. We also make yogurt, kefir, milk, and cottage cheese. And this is actually my innovative product. It's called Inzunik. It's sugar-free. We use dates, figs, we squeeze fresh orange juice, not from a carton, and we boil it. And it turns into a thick paste. And we mix this paste with thick yogurt.
Poltavcheni, at least come and try it.
It's delicious.
It's really cool.
Shall we go see how it's made? Let's go.
Let's go. We're making it nearby.
Nearby? Do we have time? Let's go take a look.
We actually have a rather small production. This is our main boiling kettle for 500 liters, in which we pasteurize milk, ferment products for yogurt, for desserts, for cheese. Everything happens in this kettle. And we will buy 2 more of these vats, and there is the bottling line. Right now, everything is done by hand. And for our premises and, let's say, for comfortable working conditions, this is the maximum we are doing right now. To continue developing and expanding, we simply don't have enough space anymore. To automate some things, actually, you will see that here we have only whole berries. And if we had this bottling line, which dispenses yogurt under pressure, the one we bought,
It wouldn't be there anymore. It would already be like a jam.
yes, it crushes it, and you see we have this mango passion fruit dessert, and here you can passion fruit seeds, mango pieces, and we make these fillings ourselves. This is where our product's uniqueness lies, as it is completely natural. So today we are bottling, and yesterday and the day before yesterday we were preparing the fillings.
So they don't stay for long, right? Just a day or two?
Exclusively for delivery. And what I want to emphasize again, because most similar products, well, from those jams that have a long shelf life, they usually contain more puree than
Real berry.
blueberry, passion fruit, mango, and strawberry. Whole or halved are visible here.
And you have a sign at the entrance that says, no phones allowed. Why is that?
Because the phone is, first of all, the dirtiest device that can be brought in here. Secondly, we have natural production. We don't stabilize or, let's say, alter the milk in any way.
It's simply alive, and any infection or bacteria.
Yes, bacteria, infection, no bacteria.
Sorry, that's me.
Look, we already have bottles filled with berries, and that's how we fill them by hand.
Dimochka, this is yours.
No, we'll pour some for you right now.
No, it's fine. Dima doesn't need much. This is musu.
I won't film you.
Film me, I'll organize everything for you now. There will be a full bottle. Deliveries take place twice a week. There are about 2,000 to 2,500 bottles here.
2,500 bottles!
In a week, we bottle around 5,000 bottles for a single delivery. Each of our bottles has its own emotional message. Dream, love, travel, hug your mom, achieve, enjoy the drive.
Hug your mom.
Is it really that easy for you?
Of course, but literally every month you think, no, that's it, this is milk, this isn't stable. Raw materials, you're very dependent on raw materials. The product is perishable, the product is expensive, and then you look and think, I'm already making the product, so why stop? Tasks are now easier to solve than 5 years ago. The volumes that need handling require logistics. Our logistics, we work around the clock, 24 hours. A truck leaves from here and delivers these yogurts all over Ukraine. That's now, I say it so easily, of course, when?
When you start this.
Yes, how to do it. For example, craft is different from a large factory in terms of budgets and the philosophy of production. However, this doesn't alter accounting, taxes, staffing, and other aspects. The entire production cycle and all operational processes that exist in large companies, they just happen a little differently. Craft and mass market, this is not about comparing quality. Here it's about the usefulness of the product and its philosophy. Craft gives people the opportunity to eat natural products now. Quality is a relative concept. Our yogurt product has a 10-day shelf life.
10 days? Wow, that's not much.
And for mass market, on the contrary, it's hard to make such a product for them. Maybe they would even want to. But with large volumes, maintaining sanitary standards and maintaining the quality of the product, like the one I make, is very difficult for them. So I can't and don't want to do it the way they do. They might want to do craft, but they can't, because at such volumes, maintaining standards is very important at factories. In my view, craft is about philosophy and being natural.
Friends, the first person who comes here to the Sear, Glib, craft store will get a gift from me. You just need to say our password, Craftovi Mandri. What products can be called craft, we already seem to know with you, but there are also organic ones. Now we will figure out what organic means.
I'm Alexander Tonkik, and I grow cosmic organic products. It's simple, you just need to plant them. In order to grow organic, you first need to prepare the soil. Our land hasn't seen any chemicals for more than 40 years. It's a whole production cycle that includes not only growing the plant itself, but also animal husbandry. To grow buckwheat, for example, you need to properly cultivate the field and apply fertilizer. And for the fertilizer to be organic, it has to be produced on the farm located there.
So you also make the fertilizer?
We make fertilizer for ourselves, which is then applied to the field to get the harvest.
I think it reduces the yield. It's more complicated, more expensive.
You know, you can do it here and now and get a big benefit. But in the long run, we are growing a healthy product. We and you will have healthy children, and everyone will live longer, happier, more interesting, and more joyful lives. And the land, which in 10 years, if you flood it with chemicals, will produce who knows what and how it will affect your body, well, you just don't want that. This is part of the company's philosophy. What is organic? Organic means that every field is planted with different crops each year to ensure proper crop rotation, so that the yield does not decrease.
Wait, did I understand correctly? So you have cows that are engaged in turning food into manure.
Yes, yes, yes. Which we then use so that what the cows will eat grows, and so that the cycle is complete, closed. Here is organic matter. It probably consists in the fact that it is such a closed cycle. Crop production cannot exist without animal husbandry, and vice versa. Animal husbandry cannot exist without crop production.
You know what's going on? What is this situation anyway? This is a special mixer into which different feeds are loaded. For example, right now it's corn. After that it gets mixed and then it's used as feed for the cows. Mixer!
I'll ask the girls if they like it.
Listen, this looks like a salad in a restaurant. Just look.
Organic grain production involves keeping cows. Why? Because you need to add nitrogen to fertilize the fields. Again, where will we get the organic matter from? Only as a byproduct from animals, like manure, essentially.
So this manure, well, there's milk, there's meat, and there's manure.
There's no other way. Without manure, we won't be able to grow that same organic produce, because the plant won't grow.
Is this salt?
Yes, as I said before, we can't give any premixes. We only buy salt and chalk. We just give them free access so that the animal, if it feels the need, can come and simply eat it.
Just salt?
As much as it needs. It will never eat more than normal. They themselves regulate how much they need per day. Each of our employees has workwear. There is a washing machine, and we have a special professional laundry detergent that we purchase exclusively for this purpose. That's why all these things are very important.
Even so, wow. Just imagine how different our worldviews are. So for me, it's just manure, but for the guys, it's real gold.
According to some estimates, it will take 40 to 50 years for the land to return to its original state. So now we can say that our fields have already returned to the state they were in before the first application of chemicals. So in general, agroecology is the only and oldest form of agriculture in Ukraine and Europe that operates using organic technology.
Listen, I know that you have this green label.
With the Euroleaf?
Yes. Is it hard to get this thing?
Well, when you've been working for 40 years, it's not hard anymore. You just have to follow all the regulations. You need to have organic fertilizer. The control is carried out with certification, like for everything you move, everything you store.
So they even control how it's transported?
Yes. You have certified warehouses. That means there are certain storage conditions in your warehouses. Humidity, temperature, and pest and rodent control must be maintained. So, we can't just poison the mice. We need to put mechanical mouse traps there.
So even if you grew millet or buckwheat organically and then poisoned rats in the warehouse, does that mean it's no longer organic?
No.
Wow.
The buyer who wants to buy any wheat from us for his own flour, after choosing, can trace this batch all the way back. You can trace this batch to the trucks that transported it, the combines that harvested it, and the equipment used for sowing the crop. This whole history can be
Damn.
You can fully trace it, with each group being separate.
Here on the mountain, there's some...
Yes, it's called an aerator. They have a regular fan on top, which blows air inside the mound.
So it blows inside?
Grains blow inside and around themselves. After being harvested, each grain is heated by the sun up to 30 degrees, matching the surrounding temperature. It's the same with the grain. When we collect them all together, each grain will release its own temperature, and this is quite dangerous because such a pile, after lying for a day, can heat up to 40 or 45 degrees. This is dangerous due to potential mycotoxins, such as microfungi, that a person might unknowingly consume. This leads to the development of pests that like warm spots. So there are such aerators that are installed, and at night they blow in cold air, and we cool it down.
That's all! Yes, well, organic spelt, not winnowed. The field under the mushrooms, 114. For flour?
Not only is it the ancestor of all wheat, it has no natural pests or diseases at all. It is so genetically resilient.
Wow.
Its entire genetic composition fully matches the amino acid composition of a human. So spelt with its proteins and amino acids can fully satisfy the human body.
This is a millstone mill. Inside there are two stones that, rotating, grind the grain. The grain is poured in from above. Right here, this is the grain feed adjustment. This is the pure craft that you gathered in the field today. Today you have already ground it, and tomorrow you will bake bread.
So it's like the old millstones, the same thing, but now it's much bigger.
A large enterprise. Here, the flour pours out, which is not sifted, meaning it contains all the bran, whole grain. And here the flour goes, and then right here it is sifted through special sieves of different sizes.
And this is already modern.
Understood.
Yes, this is already modern. This machine separates the grain embryo. That's how semolina is made. Semolina is also made from wheat.
Wait, how is that? Semolina, is it wheat?
The germ of wheat. If you split the grain, there will be a small germ inside, and around it is gluten, protein. The protein went into the flour, and semolina is the germ.
I never even thought... To me, semolina was just semolina. Millet semolina.
No, it's made from wheat.
Don't film or I'll look foolish.
We have this procedure. All the cars that arrive, we don't know where they've been, so we drive them onto a special lot, and a special cleaning takes place. Because even if there's a small residue from the previous grain, it's unclear what it was carrying. If it remains, the tests might show the presence of chemicals in the grain. That's why we monitor this very closely as well.
Is that how they control it there?
That directly?
Organics and inorganics are just as useful, equally. You eat organic millet and inorganic millet, you get just as many useful vitamins as...
Wait, now I'm confused. So what, and why then?
And you get several times more harmful vitamins from the inorganic product. You ate pesticides and nitrates, and that's exactly... If vitamins don't have the property of accumulating, then harmful substances do have that property. That's why there's a big difference here.
Tell me, please, we have craft journeys. You've been working since 1973. How much territory do you have?
About 7,000.
1,000 hectares? Can you even be called craft producers?
Well, it's still organic.
That's not craft, that's organic?
It's organic, yes.
Goodbye. Stay tuned for the new season of Ohanishni Mandri.
Crop rotation is very important in organics. We have a minimum of 7 crops, 7 years. Every year, different crops. That's why we have practically all the crops, starting with wheat and finishing with millet and buckwheat. And perennial grasses, which are needed for cows for hay.
So, is there a separate field where grass is grown?
Grass, just grass.
And what grows there?
And there grows buckwheat. By the way, very few people know how it grows.
And how is it? Where is it?
The white part, that's all buckwheat. The grains, here it is, that's the buckwheat. Sweet, we have about 450 people working at our enterprise.
Wow, so you're not small.
We are really not small, but you could say we're craft because we monitor the product from the field, from how it was fertilized to how it was harvested, packed, and ended up on the store shelf for the customer. Basically onto the plate.
man, do you know what's happening? We came here to film Poltava region, and what's here? It's the Sorochyntsi fair.
Oh, well, this is the best place to look for craft.
Let's go that way. At first, I wanted to tell you something smart about the fair, but then I thought, well, this is exactly the case when words are unnecessary. And it's better to see it once.
Dear friends, if you're not buying, then at least leave 5 hryvnias for the way back for the photo. And they do leave it. And how much does your art cost?
Well, I'd like a lot, but nobody gives that much.
They don't give?
Look at these things. This is really cool. Look at these awesome things, embroidered shirts.
Dima, how about going for a solo walk? Allow me to search the area. I'll bring the GoPro to record some footage. All right, go.
Are you sure?
Yes, go.
This is honey and water. Is this mead?
Well, but it has fermented.
But it has fermented?
Fermented.
Go take a walk some more. Go on, go take a walk.
Delicious. I'll take some for myself.
It has degree 12 to 15 degrees, no more.
And how is this?
And this one already has alcohol. This is where I add a modern twist. Now I add some homemade moonshine.
According to tradition, if Zhenya says it's tasty, I appear. This is tasty.
Cool. Yes, this is mead.
This is your own brand, right?
Yes, we have a store in Lviv.
So, how are things in Sorochyntsi?
How's business going?
Good.
You know, the atmosphere. Here it's all about money and money. Well, no one denies that, but the atmosphere here also costs a lot.
Well, yes, it is what it is.
Maybe it's enough filming here already.
Did you walk around everything? Make another round, please. And what's this? Thank you, too.
Come in. He's chasing you.
Chasing is an understatement. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And what delicious things do you have here?
Jam.
Jam. Oh, with pine cones.
Liquor. Cool.
Like that. You're welcome.
Right with a bump.
All right, I'll take this one. It's very tasty. Cool, it's really a party. Look how many people there are. Everyone came, everyone's buying something.
Everyone's drinking some kind of liqueur.
Awesome. Natural hemp pillows.
Hemp, yes. Look, the top is boiled linen. Inside, it's real hemp. Look.
Oh, that's good, right?
Yes, of course. This is a completely eco-friendly natural product. We are the manufacturers ourselves from the city of Sumi. We process the stems to this state.
And where do you get that stem from?
In Sumi, in the orchard, we have an orchard.
Silage field containing over 500 hectares of growing hemp.
Dima, please don't film, okay?
It's industrial hemp, don't worry.
Dima, film it.
I don't really like fur or leather at all, but the prices are very good. 1,200 hryvnias. That's why girls buy it right away. Oh, great price.
Very beautiful.
Oh, just for you.
What to take?
I brought it from Makachkala. Take it.
You brought it from Makachkala?
I've been coming to this fair for 30 years.
Did you really come from that far just for the fair?
I swear you wouldn't believe how, as this fair approaches, I just want to come here.
Cool. Great. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We still need to buy some honey.
Good honey. Have you ever tried it?
The honey is creamed mixed using a special Danish technology for a week, or sometimes even 2.
Its crystals are broken down and it acquires a creamy texture. We can add various ingredients to it, and that's how these desserts are made.
For comparison, one side of the stick is orange. You can use the other side.
The taste will differ completely here.
Please leave it for us to rent, even for an hour.
Actually, it's really cool here.
And this coolness is emphasized by the fact that all of this is free. So you can buy, or you don't have to buy, you can just come and listen.
Buy a mug. We'll deduct 10 rubles and use the rest for ice cream.
All right, if you take 10 off, then give me 2. Tell me, do people buy them here at the fair?
Of course.
Is it so? Are these exhibition samples?
Both exhibition and they are being bought.
Oh, Demon, I lost you. Where have you been? I did a little shopping here. 300 hryvnias.
Come on!
350.
That can't be.
Well, exactly. 500. By the way, do you still have any money? Well, that's what it is, Kraftova Poltavshchina. See ya. Well, this time the winner of the contest is Ole and his legends full of poloninas. Beautiful. Contact us on Instagram and claim your certificate for 1,000 hryvnias from Visik Svojcha. Happy shopping.